Hello students. In previous session, we have already completed the response of organisms towards major abiotic factors. Accordingly, we classify them as conforms, regulators, migrates and suspends. Apart from this, we can see various adaptations in the organisms to survive in existing climatic conditions. So adaptation is defined as morphological, physiological, behavioral, anatomical changes over a long period of time which enable the organism to adjust and reproduce in the given habitat in a given time. Now these adaptations which are observed in xeric conditions, hydric conditions are totally different. If we take the plants, we call them as xerophytes and animals we call xerocoels. In case of hydric condition, plants we call hydrophytes, animals we call hydrocoels. These adaptations we are again discussing in one of the practical. So by taking suitable examples, we will cover that practical in detail. I will not discuss in this video session. Moving on to the next part of topic under the heading population. A group of similar organisms residing in a particular habitat in a given time and they are interacting with each other is referred as population. While learning population, we should consider population attributes. There are 7 attributes we are learning in today's session. Every population having its own size. The size of the population we call density, denoted as n. But this density n is never static. It is always changing because of 4 factors. Number 1, natality. In simple language we call birth rate, the total number of organisms added by birth to the existing population. And mortality means death rate, the total number of organisms are deleted from existing situation, existing population due to death. So birth rate and death rate, if you calculate, if birth rate is higher than the death rate, population is expanding, and if it is reverse, population is declining. Other than these 2 factors, we have to consider immigration and emigration. Immigrants are the organisms added to the existing population from somewhere else but not by birth, while emigration refers to the number of organisms moving away from existing population to different place due to several reasons but not by death. So immigrants and emigrants. By immigrants, population density increases. By emigrants, population density decreases. So density of a population is measured by these 4 parameters: natality, mortality, immigration and emigration. If the organism's lifespan is more, so a population showing maximum lifespan, we need to consider age distribution. Accordingly, we call the organisms under pre-reproductive group, organisms under reproductive group, organisms under post-reproductive group. In pre-reproductive, we find younger ones. In reproductive, we can see the organisms who are able to reproduce and give the progeny. Post-reproductive, we can see the organisms showing aging or they are in senescence phase. Now here, using the pyramids, we need to explain 3 conditions of the population density. If pre-reproductive number is more than post-reproductive, in future this population is always expanding. If post-reproductive number is more than pre-reproductive, this population is declining. And if the pre-reproductive, post-reproductive along with reproductive are at the optimum level, we consider the population is becoming stable. So 3 types of population we can see, either expanding, declining or stable. If population is expanding, we need to find out, even in declining population, we need to find out the sex ratio. It refers to number of males to the number of females. If this ratio is not in a proper coordination, it will have an impact on population growth. Thus, in next session, when we study population growth models, we need to remember all these attributes. Okay, let us revise once again. We are initiated with the levels of organization, then we have enlisted types of biomes, then we discussed the major 4 abiotic factors, and then we made 4 groups of organisms based on their response to these abiotic factors. Then I told you the adaptations in different conditions, and today we have completed population and its attributes. In next session, we are learning population growth models. With this, I'll conclude this session. Thank you very much.